What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we got some 7-star rank for Hulkbuster gameplay. So I literally pulled this guy yesterday from an incursions crystal on my free-to-play, and I wanted to see what he can do. So we're gonna showcase him here against those annoying defenders without his ideal rotation, meaning we're just gonna treat it like the opponent has stand your ground, even though they don't have masteries here. But I will show you how good he is if you ignore stand your ground. So like, literally one single change for Hulkbuster would make him such an insane god tier. So we're fighting Nick Fury here, and we actually didn't power steal him, but it's not that big of a deal. Didn't make him block. But yeah, here we're gonna take him to the second life. We're gonna actually heavy attack him here, so we can get some shocks, and then we're just gonna power drain him like this. The power drain is so good, man. The power steal is just insane. Power burn. And then you get that power log, and as you can see, already at 30%. And then we just have enough damage so we can just SP1 him, and he is going to die. And we also had that stun afterwards if we needed it. And that was a 60-second fight against Nick Fury. So moving on to another annoying skill champion that is not really a common defender anymore, but he definitely is an annoying one. And the reason why Hulkbuster is good for this is because he has armor breaks on both of his specials. If you throw the special 1, you armor break for 20 seconds. If you throw the special 2, you armor break for 20 seconds. So what we're gonna go for here is throw the special 1. I would like to throw a special 2 there, but I wasn't really... I was close to it, but I didn't have it yet. So actually the first shock we apply has increased duration thanks to the the Hulkbuster relic, and it's actually very, very nice. As you can see, you get to keep 2 shocks for a very long time. And I think each one of those give you like 2000 attack, so that's pretty great. You want a heavy attack if the opponent is not shock immune for sure. Now we threw that special 1 to his block, and we consume our armors for a longer stun duration, which is very handy, 48 seconds. And then now we move to Lumatrix. Lumatrix is another annoying defender that you just don't really want to bait any specials of, because his special 1 just gets the invisibility and special 2 has the evade, and we don't have a way to counter either of those. So in this fight I was going for, you know, not baiting a single special, but he's gonna just end up throwing the special 1 here, which is slightly unfortunate. But Hulkbuster's utility is so good that you can just try to bait heavies from the opponent, and they just will not throw a single special. And you will see how powerful the power steal is on the last clip of this video, where I'm just, you know, doing the heavy spam in the corner. But yeah, realistically, if you don't want to get wrecked by stand your ground, you just have to play him like this. Just heavy only once in the corner, and then you just parry heavy if you want to. I get another long duration stun here because we consume our armors, even though Lumatrix has that endurance. And that is Lumatrix down in under a minute probably. Yeah, 47 seconds. Yeah, not too bad. Now, moving on to a different class, we got the Mutant class. Now, this fight obviously is not great. I didn't want to showcase it because this is a very common defender, and people would just want to know how well he does. And you have to play a bit differently. There is 2 reasons why I don't like doing this fight. The first reason is the obvious one. You are metal, so you cannot shrug with the Neuroshock. The second reason, though, you are fighting Onslaught. And when you're fighting Onslaught with an extra large champion, it is so much harder to actually bait specials from him. So we're taking a long time trying to bait that special 1. And yeah, it definitely slows us down quite a bit. Also, the third reason why this fight is not great is because you just ideally don't want to shock him, because you will get a lot of Neuroshock. So I was actually lucky there that my heavy attack didn't connect. But it doesn't mean that it's like a horrible matchup. It can definitely work. As you can see, still hitting really hard without a single shock, because Hulkbuster's base damage is actually very nice. He gets like, I think, more attack based on his armors, and we somehow finished with a full yellow bar in like 62 seconds. So like, that's not a horrible sort if you can do that in BGs for sure. Moving on to another mutant here, we got Havok. So yeah, very, very straightforward fight here. You ideally want to shock this guy a little bit if you can. It doesn't matter that he's got the energy resistance, you just want to get the extra attack rating. And then you always will have armors with Hulkbuster unless you actually break his block with the special 1. So definitely don't do that because you will die. And then here we're going to go for the power drain. 5 combo. I always like to do 5 combo, just delay my special. Try and shock him. He does a medium, that's unfortunate. 14k medium attacks to that shock, or sorry, that armor break. And then we just can throw the special one here. If you don't break his block, you don't consume the armors. And then he is down another full yellow bar in just 42 seconds. Now moving on to, I think this is Mr. Sinister. Yeah, Mr. Sinister. So I think he starts with one Mystic, which is kind of good, you know. So usually he starts with more. But I mean, you know, Hulkbuster is a very good counter for Sinister. Obviously, it's not as good as using a robot. But the thing that Sinister is known for being annoying is throwing either specials. So if you throw a special 1 2 times, you're gonna get the degen. But if you throw the special 2, you get the concussion. But the good thing is with Hulkbuster, you don't really have to bait a single special, you know? Because, yeah, you just have that special 2, power drain him over 3 bars of power, and then you're just gonna throw the SP1 here if you don't want to risk it. Break his block, get a massive stun. Even with Limber, you would have a really good stun duration. And then you would be able to get another special 1, like we did here. And Mr. Sinister did not throw a single special for 40 seconds, dude. That was very, very fast. And then I think this might be the last mutant that I showcase. This is Jean Grey, another very annoying defender. Don't like her. But yeah, Hulkbuster, man, he is definitely a really good champion. I've seen some people use him like in Alliance for like Suida, of course. He does a lot of things with Hulkbuster. That power lock is ridiculous. And also you can just, you know, use the advanced power boost, get to that special 2 a lot quicker, and just never let the opponent throw a single special attack. It definitely sucks that you can't use the heavy spam strat like we did back in the day before Stand Your Ground. But man, they can easily just change them, man. Like we've seen Dazzler being immune to Stand Your Ground. They can easily make that change. And bro, he would be so insane. I'm gonna show you like the last clip soon. But that was a 40-second fight against Jean Grey. You can do that faster if you would not have to deal with Stand Your Ground. That's the crazy part. Now moving on to Enchantress here. Let's see what we can do with Hulkbuster. Yeah, like when you have a single hit heavy attack, you can't really rely on Stand Your Ground not proccing, because if it does, you're gonna get punished, that's for sure. But like if you use someone like, you know, Zola, I would like if Zola was immune to or prevented the Stand Your Ground mastery. But at least Zola has 5 hits, which is very unlikely the defender is gonna Stand Your Ground all of them. I've seen some clips of it though, but it's like it's not as common as Hulkbuster getting resisted on. So I just wish they could make that change. He's already a very good champion though, man. Very, very nice. He doesn't really take a lot of those annoying defenders because obviously the cosmic class is, you know, class advantage against them. And he can't take, you know, Maestro. He can't take Thanos, Serpent, Dark Phoenix, obviously. And then he can't really deal with the Bullseye, Yelena. You know, he's a little outdated there. But he does have the damage. He does have the utility for sure. Like that bleed. I think he reduces the opponent's bleed and poison ability accuracy, which is really nice sometimes if he can get more armors. And then he's a bit tanky on defense, you know, obviously not a big threat, but he can definitely just, you know, stall the opponent a little bit, maybe just shock them if there's like a meta that you just have to crit. Like in a crit me with your best shot meta, he's actually a pretty decent defender because he does apply a lot of shocks to you. So I think this is the last fight here. This is Modok. And then I'm going to show you how good Hulkbuster would have been if you would be able to just ignore Stand Your Ground. But yeah, for the defenders that were showcased, man, pretty much for everyone, he just killed them in 40 to 50 seconds. Now, this is a 560,000 Gambit. And we're going to play this fight like there is no Stand Your Ground. Let's see. I think this Gambit might not even throw a special if I'm not mistaken. Let's find out. Hold the block so he doesn't throw. Oh, he did throw it. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, definitely could not have thrown one there. And then now the heavy spams begins. So look at that. Got that power log. You can throw 5 heavy attacks before they can get a bar of power and essentially have the same power as them. And then all you need to do is just relic, and if they had more HP, you can just power drain them again and again. So that was a 35-second fight for 560,000. Now this is going to be 1.25 million health. Let's see how fast he takes that one out. And keep in mind, this is 7-star rank 4, just the relic. We don't have any boosts, we don't have any synergies. Let's just see what he does here. So hopefully he doesn't throw a special here. So I'm gonna go for the special 2 immediately. There we go. Throw the heavy attacks here. We can do again 5 before you can get to a special one, thanks to that power lock. 60,000 heavy attack. 75,000 heavy attack. We're gonna throw our relic here. We're hitting like a truck, dude. 32,000 with the relic. It's just straight up ridiculous. Throw another special 2. Do another 5 heavy attacks. Boom, boom. It's actually got really good reach. You would think it wouldn't reach there, but it actually connected very, very nicely. So he hasn't thrown a single special so far. And he's not going to. And that is it. 1.2 million health in 55 seconds, bro. This guy did not throw a single special attack. This is how good Hulkbuster would have been or is in like story content. But he can't be used in Alliance War or in Battlegrounds for this. And dude, you make that change. We've seen a lot of champions as well not being immune to stand your ground. I think we haven't seen like many of them, but we've seen some champions having specific abilities in Battlegrounds. Like I believe Serpent starts with like a couple of extra charges in Battlegrounds. You can easily make Hulkbuster being immune to stand your ground or prevent the opponent's stand your ground, the resist mastery, in Battlegrounds. Like it literally would be game changing for Hulkbuster because the defenders he can take, he will be able to take them without baiting a single special attack. So please make that change. He's such a crazy good champion and he would become literally god tier with this change. But yeah guys, let me know what you guys think about Hulkbuster. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.